This is what Ethereum looked like on February the 22nd, 2017, which was the date or there in arounds in which I decided to start day trading. Obvious trend was in a bear market. Substantial nice rally to start the calendar year. Thus, it was an attempt to revert the trend. And obviously, as I was unaware of at the time, an amazing bull market in alternate coins was soon to be sparking up. It would just be days away. Ethereum Classic was just getting hammered. It was being destroyed very close to the previous support level in here. Well, it went higher, as will the others. I'm not going to say that with each one, but bear market for this. I'm going to go over the rest of them relatively quick. Litecoin, yeah, not looking so good then. Ripple, well, same thing. ZEC was making a pattern of lower lows and lower lows and more lower lows. The chart formerly known as Antshires, now known as NEO, broke a huge level of support, also in a downtrend. NEM bottoming near the end of the year in an attempt to revert the trend, had a definite scary day. It broke resistance. You didn't want it to fall below it, but obviously, like the others, it continued to go higher. Monero had a better back history than all the other ones seem to have had. But its look at the time was most certainly not a bullish one. LSK down quite a bit. So to say when I was starting out trading that I was prepared to trade in a bear market, yeah, and I was also thinking at the time, well, does it make sense? Here's Bitcoin kicking ASS. How do you expect the others to do? If you're good, let's see if you can make money in a bear market. I say I can. I'm going to show that I can. And, well, of course, the bear market didn't happen. And it caught me off guard to start off with, but hey, it worked out. There was a couple charts originally that I did like, and that was Dash and Bella. So let's bring those two up at this time. And this was the chart here, as there was like about 100 codes on Poloniex at the time, and there's pretty close to that now as well. And I was going through all these codes, and it's like everything's in a bear market. But this Dash one was showing a lot of signs. You had the break of this resistance, nice leg higher, move back to this 18 average, and you're just breaking this point in here. And this thing didn't take long after the fact in here for it to go off. The Bella chart at this time was also bullish. Now, I said it was around this time when I was trading. And sorry for a quick mix-up on the photo there, but it was actually closer to around here when I was doing it. It was a few days prior. And of course, at the time I was like, okay, this thing was looking good. And the Bella chart at the time, well, this was days after. It didn't take long to get to my target. Well, it was somewhere, I was buying at around rough somewhere in here. That's where I got in. And of course, it was in a nice bullish setup. Like, this was my favorite looking chart of the bunch. Dash was my second favorite. Everything else was pretty much bearish with a few other pending ones along the way. And when we look at this now, it's been the decline. This one was earlier. This decline happened before the altcoin bear market started. But the bull market on Bella started before the bull market in the cryptos did as well. And like a lot of them, massive moves up, massive moves down. And here we stand with the Ethereum chart, which obviously topped in here and has been in a bear market. And I'm not going to put all the other cryptos up, but they all share that similar time frame topping somewhere in the middle of June, late June, early July, somewhere in that time frame, and then going lower. Here's a situation where library credits had this huge run higher, and it's given back in almost the exact same rate in which it accumulated such. It's almost the same rate and time that this went up, it has went down. A lot of these altcoins, I'm not going to say this one will, but I mean, a lot of them are going to pretty much go to nothing or very, very low amounts. And the cream of the crop will be the ones that ends up surviving such. I think a lot of the ones that do end up failing will maybe come up here and then come back down again. There'll be a lot of opportunities, I think, in the codes that do very poorly. For example, this MaidSafe on the weekly time frame, which is now at levels not seen since early 2016. It has already broken down below this support level. There's a lot of coins that could be in some serious shape. But if you're looking for buy opportunities, 3,000 Satoshi maybe. Previous low. Is previous low a decent leg lower from here? Yepers. And here we have Factom FCT, which is back to its March lows, but a lot of wild moves. And when you read parts of the web bot, I don't know if you haven't read it, I'm just going to go over what they're saying, but they talk about some gut-wrenching, really barf, notable moments that are really devastating. And then some wild rides back up in the opposite direction. Therefore, the markets over a general level became bullish in the later parts of February, the earliest part of March. And then they became bearish at the end of June. Time frame from late February to late June is 4 months. Time frame from late June to current is about 4 months. There will come a time, and it's most likely going to be in the year 2017, where there is a very good chance that the alternate coins will outperform Bitcoin to very good proportions. This does not guarantee that these codes are going to by means test the June highs. But there's a lot of amazing gains that can be had within 38.2, 61.8 per or partial retracements to previous high. As if a market fell from 100 basis points to 10, a move up to 60 or 70 is still pretty good. And maybe they do take these highs out later on, some wild moves. And I'm sure a lot of individual specific coins will take out those key levels. But this is how the markets play out. And I think the key thing is, if this does continue and the bear market gets so bad in the crypto alts, and it could, then it's just going to happen later. So if the average crypto from this point loses on the alt side another 50, 60, 75 additional percentile points, and don't think that's impossible, but don't think that's probable either, then it's still going to happen after that point, but it might not start till January or Christmas or some February or something like that. But realistically, the odds, I think, do favor. There's a good chance that in the next few days or a very short amount of handful of weeks, maybe 2 to 3, that there is going to be a start of an altcoin bull market. With that being said, again, if it doesn't, and we don't see support at these key alternate levels, and Bitcoin most likely would continue skyrocketing up to probably closer to 10,000 if that doesn't happen. But then let's just say that did happen. Bitcoin goes to 10,000, altcoins on average go down more than half. Well, next thing you know, Bitcoin's fallen to 6,000 and all the altcoins are going up 200% on average each. So those are the types of situations I would be looking for. When you stay tuned on this channel, I'm going to let you know what I'm doing. I'm going to let you know when I get back into the alternate coins. I have put a few buy orders in, but not many, and they are very far away. So thank you for tuning in. I got to get myself some sleep pretty soon, and have yourself a great day. Bye-bye.